The Underground Girls of Kabul, 2014, a non-fiction work by Swedish investigative journalist Jenny Nordberg, builds upon her 2010 article published in the New York Times and the International Herald Tribune. It remains the only in-depth original reporting on bacha posh, a Farsi Dari term meaning dressed up like a boy, a little-known tradition in which Afghan girls are raised as boys. These girls, serving as stand-in sons, are accepted by their communities as male until puberty. Nordberg presents bacha posh as a covert form of resistance against the entrenched patriarchy in Afghanistan, where women and girls often have few options for freedom or mobility. The families who raise a daughter as bacha posh vary widely in terms of class, education, and location. Their motivations are just as diverse. A son might be needed to earn income, provide safety for siblings on the way to school, or simply maintain a family's social standing. According to a religious law professor at Kabul University, the roots of the practice may lie in Zoroastrianism, once dominant in the region, where rituals were sometimes performed to create sons through magic. Today, many Afghan women hold a related belief that raising a girl as a boy might increase their chances of bearing a real son. Nordberg first encounters the practice while interviewing Azita, a female Afghan parliamentarian and former bacha posh herself. Azita has raised one of her daughters, Mahnoush, as a boy named Mehran to bolster her public image, since a woman without sons may not be taken seriously. This calculated move pays off. By the time Nordberg meets her, Azita's political career is thriving. Despite widespread awareness of Mehran's birth gender, Azita is still respected as a mother of a son, illustrating how normalized the tradition can be. Teachers at Mehran's school tell Nordberg that the child is well-adjusted. Mehran knows she is biologically female, but continues to introduce herself as a boy. The expectation, however, is that all bacha posh will revert to living as girls at puberty. This transition is often painful. With adolescence comes the threat of exposure, social rejection, and marriage prospects put at risk by too much time spent in male environments. For girls who have experienced relative autonomy, returning to a life of restriction can be deeply unsettling. Nordberg meets Zahra, a teenager who refuses to abandon her bacha posh identity. She dresses as a boy, wears her hair short, and supports other girls through taekwondo sessions. Another profile is Shukria, who lived as a man for 2 decades before being pressured into marriage. After her husband abandoned her and their 3 children, she blamed herself for failing to meet feminine ideals. Now studying to become a doctor, Shukria is determined to provide for her children independently. Nordberg also interviews Shahed and Nader, 2 adults living as men who keep their identities hidden. They pray together, bound by the shared danger of being discovered. Shahed serves in the Afghan Special Forces. The Underground Girls of Kabul, translated into over 10 languages, won the J. Anthony Lucas Book Prize in 2015. In the book, Nordberg criticizes international aid programs aimed at Afghan women, arguing they often fail to bring real change. She interprets the bacha posh phenomenon as a subtle but meaningful rebellion against systemic gender inequality. Yet not all agree. Writing for Foreign Policy magazine, Emily Schneider suggests that the practice is less a form of protest than a means of survival. While she acknowledges that bacha posh often grow up more assertive and independent, she sees the tradition not as resistance, but as adaptation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.